I am Marlin Brandys, Libertarian candidate for Michigan State Senate District 7. To grow the Michigan economy, I believe, like many libertarians, that we need less government and more freedom. With more freedom to make choices and decide what to do with your time and your money, you will invest them in ways that will be profitable to you and to your family and eventually to the state. At this point, it seems like the state legislatures are creating legislation just to justify their positions. I believe that's wrong. Legislation coming from certain sides of the big two party for our own benefit and to pick and choose winners in the economy is not what the legislation was designed for, in my opinion. As a legislator, I would strive for less regulation on businesses, less taxes on businesses, and hopefully that would promote an economic growth in our state. We desperately need to make sure that businesses are aware that we want to support them by giving them the choices they need to make and not tying their hands, and that we also will provide an economic workforce that is stable and consistent. For instance, they're pushing now for a Korean company to come to Michigan and create a car battery plant. They're giving up to $5 billion in incentives. I'm pretty sure entrepreneurs in Michigan, given $5 billion in incentives, could do the same or better with that program. So with most of my issues as a libertarian, less government regulation will promote a better economic growth when people have the time and the effort and the resources to make those decisions on their own without being taxed out or regulated out. As a libertarian, again, our motto is minimum government, maximum freedom. As long as the people of Michigan have choices available to them for education, whether it be private, public, charter schools, or vouchers, I believe that people are basically good, will do the research, and make the right decisions. And education should start with the family, should start with the parents when the children are young, and it should continue until their education is completed. Along that way, the parents will relinquish some of the guidance and some of the control to the student as they mature into adults and continue on to postgraduate education and things of that nature. But as long as we as legislators, as a government body, provide a little support in education with the amount of choices, stop over-regulating it, make sure that we allow the people choices and don't let the teachers' unions get involved and tie it up in regulations and the things that they do to tie it up, it will go a long way to promoting that educational base that employers need and desire to make sure that they have a well-rounded workforce. So as long as the government, again, reduces the regulation, allows for choices, doesn't attempt to just throw money at a situation or come up with ideas that haven't worked in the past, such as busing students from a district that's not as productive to a district that is more productive, I think we stand a better chance letting the people have the choice and giving them options on the education issue. To balance a state budget, in my opinion, I've never done it, but I'm assuming with my economic schooling and background and my own personal issues with budgeting and finance, if you treat it like your household and it's your money, you're going to cut the wasteful spending and cut the regulations that tie people's hands. And there's just too many programs that overlap. They need to be looked at and they need to be cut if they're not absolutely necessary for job growth and education. As a libertarian, most of the government reforms will be reforming the legislation that is out there now that the legislators have been passing in an attempt to justify their positions and their salaries. get back to common sense. I believe the big two parties are politically addicted, over 100 years of political addiction with the big money. The way to solve that, in my opinion, is on my website. It's a 3-step program. If we have the constitutional authority to do it, then do it. If we don't, don't. If we have the money now to do it, do it. If we don't have the money now, don't do it. And if we have the common sense to do it, do it.